You know what? WWE just made the biggest mistake they could possibly make, and I'm about to expose why this match is either absolute genius or the most disrespectful thing they've done to Lucha Libre in years. And honestly, I'm leaning toward disrespect. Dr. Wagner Jr., a legend who's bled for this business for over 4 decades, just challenged Ethan Page to a Day of the Dead match, and half of you watching this don't even understand the gravity of what that means. Meanwhile, WWE is treating this like it's just another gimmick match to pop a rating. I'm furious, and by the end of this video, you will be too. Or maybe you'll prove me wrong. Drop a comment right now and tell me, is WWE honoring Lucha Libre culture or exploiting it? Let's break down what happened on NXT, the 14th of October, because this wasn't just a challenge, this was a declaration. Dr. Wagner Jr., the man behind one of the most iconic masks in professional wrestling history, stepped into the ring and called out Ethan Page. Not for a regular match. Not for some run-of-the-mill NXT bout. No, he challenged him to a Day of the Dead match. Now, before half of you scroll to the comments to tell me I'm overreacting, let me educate you on something. The Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, isn't just some Halloween aesthetic WWE can slap on a match for visual appeal. This is a sacred Mexican tradition, a time when families honor their deceased loved ones, celebrate life and death, and recognize the thin veil between this world and the next. It's cultural, it's spiritual, it's deeply personal to Mexican culture. And here's where it gets interesting or infuriating, depending on how you look at it. Dr. Wagner Jr. is 69 years old. Let that sink in. 69. This man has been wrestling since 1980, has held championships across multiple continents, and has participated in some of the most brutal and legendary matches in Lucha Libre history. His mask has been on the line countless times. He's bled. He's sacrificed. He's earned every ounce of respect his name carries. So when he issues this challenge to Ethan Page, a guy who, let's be honest, is talented but has been floundering in NXT without a clear direction, you have to ask yourself, what is WWE really doing here? Quick question for the comments, how many years has Dr. Wagner Jr. been wrestling professionally? Drop your answer below and let's see who the real wrestling historians are in this community. For those of you who only know WWE and think wrestling started with Monday Night Raw, let me give you a history lesson. Dr. Wagner Jr. isn't just some legend WWE wheeled out for nostalgia. This man is Lucha Libre royalty. His father, Dr. Wagner, was one of the original pioneers of Mexican wrestling in the 1950s and 60s. When Dr. Wagner Jr. put on that silver mask, he wasn't just following in his father's footsteps, he was carrying the weight of an entire legacy. Throughout the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, Wagner Jr. tore through CMLL, AAA, and various independent promotions across Mexico and Japan. He's wrestled in hair versus hair matches, mask versus mask matches, and violent street fights that would make modern WWE look like a playground. He's 69 years old now, but don't let that fool you. This man can still go. He's not some broken-down veteran hoping for one last payday. He's a warrior who believes in the traditions of Lucha Libre, and that's what makes this challenge so significant. When Wagner Jr. says Day of the Dead match, he's not talking about some props and decorations. He's talking about a match that embodies the spirit of Dia de los Muertos, a battle that honors the past, respects the ancestors, and acknowledges that wrestling, at its core, is about life, death, and legacy. Now let's talk about the other side of this equation, Ethan Page. And look, I'm not here to bury the guy completely, but we need to be real about what's happening here. Ethan Page is talented. He can work. He's got charisma when he's allowed to show it. But let's be honest, since coming to NXT, what has he actually done? He's been floating in mid-card purgatory, cutting promos that go nowhere, having matches that people forget about 5 minutes after they end. He's all ego, but where's the substance behind the ego? And now, WWE is putting him in a match with a Lucha Libre icon, a man who represents everything pure and sacred about Mexican wrestling. This feels like WWE trying to give Ethan Page a rub by association, hoping that some of Dr. Wagner Jr.'s legendary status will magically transfer to him. But here's the problem, Ethan Page hasn't earned this. What has he done to deserve to step into a match that's supposed to honor Dia de los Muertos? Has he shown any respect for Lucha Libre culture? Has he cut promos acknowledging the weight of this challenge? Or is he just going to show up, do his usual stick, and treat this like any other match? This is where my frustration boils over. Because if WWE is going to invoke something as culturally significant as the Day of the Dead, they better do it right. they better treat it with the reverence it deserves. And they better make sure Ethan Page understands that this isn't about him getting his moment, it's about honoring a tradition that existed long before he ever stepped into a wrestling ring. Here's one for you. Name one legendary mask versus mask match that Dr. Wagner Jr. has competed in. Drop it in the comments, let's see who's done their homework. So what exactly is a Day of the Dead match? Great question, and honestly, WWE hasn't fully explained it yet, which is part of the problem. Traditionally, matches held during or around Dia de los Muertos in Mexico have a special significance. They are often mask versus mask matches or hair versus hair matches, stipulations where something deeply personal is on the line. These matches honor the legacy of fallen wrestlers, celebrate the history of Lucha Libre, and pay tribute to the cultural importance of the holiday. The aesthetic is important too. You'll see altars, ofrendas, marigold flowers, sugar skulls, candles, and imagery of death, not in a morbid way, but in a celebratory way. Death isn't feared in Dia de los Muertos, it's respected and embraced as part of the life cycle. But here's where WWE could either nail this or completely botch it. Are they going to treat this match as a spectacle, with over-the-top production and gimmicks? Or are they going to actually honor the tradition, tell a compelling story, and make this feel important? Because if this just turns into NXT Halloween Havoc Part 2 with some sugar skull face paint and mariachi music, then WWE will have completely missed the point. This should be a blood feud. This should be about honor, respect, and legacy. This should be the kind of match where both men leave everything in the ring because they understand what it represents. Dr. Wagner Jr. understands that. The question is, does Ethan Page? Does WWE? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. WWE has a complicated history with representing cultures authentically. Sometimes they get it right. Look at Rey Mysterio, who has consistently represented Lucha Libre with pride and authenticity. Other times, well, we've seen the stereotypes, the offensive gimmicks, the lazy storytelling. This Day of the Dead match is WWE's chance to show they've learned. They have an opportunity to educate their audience about Lucha Libre traditions, to showcase the cultural importance of Dia de los Muertos, and to tell a story that resonates beyond just two guys fighting. But if they drop the ball, if this becomes just another throwaway match with some exotic decorations, then they'll have wasted not only Dr. Wagner Jr.'s legacy but also a chance to genuinely honor Mexican culture on a massive platform. And that's what has me angry, because I want to believe WWE will do this right. I want to believe they'll give this match the time, the storytelling, and the respect it deserves. But WWE's track record makes me skeptical. Last trivia question: what year did Dia de los Muertos get recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity? Bonus points if you can answer without Googling it. So here's where we land. This match is either going to be a beautiful tribute to Lucha Libre and Mexican culture, or it's going to be a disappointing missed opportunity that proves WWE still doesn't understand the responsibility that comes with representing diverse cultures. Dr. Wagner Jr. has done his part. He's shown up. He's issued the challenge. He's bringing decades of legacy, honor, and tradition to the table. Now it's on Ethan Page and WWE to rise to the occasion. Will Ethan Page show the respect necessary to make this match mean something? Will WWE book this with the gravitas it deserves? Or will this be forgotten in 2 weeks because they treated it like just another content segment? I'm angry because I care. I'm angry because Lucha Libre deserves better. I'm angry because Dr. Wagner Jr., at 69 years old, is still out there fighting to preserve the traditions that made this business what it is, while WWE decides whether to honor that or exploit it for ratings. So now it's your turn. Do you think WWE is going to do this match justice? Do you think Ethan Page is the right opponent for someone of Dr. Wagner Jr.'s caliber? Are you excited for this match, or are you worried it's going to be a disappointment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because this conversation needs to happen. Let's hold WWE accountable. Let's make sure they understand that when you invoke culture, tradition, and legacy, you better respect it. And to Dr. Wagner Jr., thank you for everything you've given to this business. Whatever happens in this match, you've already won by never compromising your values. Wrestling Zone